Hello, hello there, my crafty friends. It's Candy here from sweetstamper.com, and we have some fun projects for you tonight. We are going to be using country flowers. Okay, I got a glare. Let's see if I can turn that light out, and maybe that will help. Let's see. Oh yeah, that helped considerably. Okay. Welcome to a Thursday night stamping where we have lots of fun creating, and I've got a couple of cards to demonstrate for you tonight. Hello, Kelly and Corinne. Welcome. Let me get on my page on my computer as well. Hey, Kathy, I'm glad you are here. Some of y'all I saw last night for our monthly bingo. So if you have not yet joined my bingo group, it is Candy's online fun and games, I think I call it, because bingo sometimes flags things. We're not gambling. Oh, wow, that gives me a really strong shadow. Maybe I won't when I'm stamping. Let's see. I'm always adjusting my light because I film at night, of course. So, okay, that is looking pretty good, and I definitely welcome your feedback. Hey, Pam, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for sharing. Welcome, Corinne. Well, we are going to get right to it. So we are going to talk Candy's Card Club tonight, but I'm going to show you a card, what it looks like when it comes. But before I do that, hey, Jackie, I'm glad you're here. We're going to just jump right in, and we're going to make a couple of the club cards for this month. And I've never done this before, and I got this idea from a demonstrator friend of mine. So I thought that I would start with showing you a kind of a this and that, because this is what I do with my card club. So typically, I will have 2 each of 4 designs. Well, not typically. I always do. Sometimes it's hard to tell that where the differences are. I mean, well, sometimes they look so different. So these are pretty apparent as to the difference. So everything is prepped for you, and I'm just going to pull out a card packet, and we're going to make this one. Now, personally, I always need sympathy cards, and I have a real passion for sympathy cards because I think it's one of the nicest things we can do for people that are in mourning or grief, because after everybody goes home, after all the relatives that have come in go back where they live, and the dust is settling, as it were, it can be a bit lonely. And the flowers have faded, but this card will remain. Typically it will be on their desk, it will be on their mantle, it will be on their kitchen refrigerator. And so I really love a nice sympathy card, and you can see how you could make this into whatever you wanted. But I thought this has a lot of the elements that I like in a sympathy card. Hi, Linda. I don't like it to be too somber. I love brown in sympathy cards. I don't want anything shiny. So these little dots here, and I mean shiny like glitz. I don't want like Las Vegas gold. It's just, to me, it's not appropriate. And so this has really soft colors. And so this is the one I'm going to make with you tonight. So this is the way the packet comes. And everything is prepped in here except for this piece of designer series paper. Now I cut that ahead, and ahead of my my demonstration, because I needed to just go ahead and have that done. You didn't need to watch me do that. And I am using the Country Flowers bundle. Now, this is actually part of a big suite in the annual catalog, and I do love the way it's presented, but I wanted to brighten it up. In the annual catalog, it's presented with a lot of neutrals and soft colors, and I wanted to really brighten it up. So I took that and paired it with the To Market. Now, I had a package. Let me see. Where did I put it? Let's see, I had a half pack, which is what people are getting with their card club this month. Here we go. Here we go. So let me just show you. These are the consumable elements that everybody gets this month with Candy's Card Club. So let me talk a little bit about this paper. This is actually one of the papers that's on sale this month. So you can get it 15% off, and it's the To Market. This is one of those suites that I'm not keen on, the stamp set or the bundle. Just not my cup of tea. Let me move some of this because I'm going to kind of muddy the waters. But look at the B side. The B side is what I really camped out on with my projects for this month. So, I mean, look at these beautiful florals. I love these. I mean, the colors are just scrumptious. Now this is the A side and this is the B side. So you have that nice big piece of wood grain in pecan pie. So that's a great one. This is the piece I'm using tonight. I'm actually using the front and the back. Love these flowers, but also love this very soft, this is peach pie. And it's just lovely. So I'm kind of doing 2 cards with peach pie tonight. This is actually really pretty little floral bouquets. I think you can punch these out with the oval punch, the modern oval punch. And then the other side of this paper is the one that I used on one of my card club cards. And yeah, you bought this paper just for the back side. I totally understand, Corinne. That's me. And I actually used this one. This has little tomatoes, little cherry tomatoes, but I like it. And then you have this really, really subtle green. Now this is just not really my cup of tea, but I will say, I think fussy cutting a cup like that little basket, fussy cutting some of these bags, I would definitely do. This is the side I really love, that purple plaid. So, all of my card club members get this half pack of paper. They're getting these really yummy dots. I think they're just called like transparent dots. And then they're getting some of this trim that I really love. This is that polka dot trim. And then they're getting some dimensionals as well. And then they're getting the 8 card kits. So it's a nice little package that comes in the mail. So let's go ahead and make this card. Now let's start by taking these are the dies we're going to use. Let's see, I've got these here. These are for the next card. And we're going to use the little table and we're going to use the little plant. And one of the reasons I liked having a plant for my sympathy card. And again, you could put any greeting you want. Hey, Holly, I'm glad you're here. But I feel like that a plant is oftentimes given. In fact, I have a plant in my kitchen. It's really big. It's one of those peace plants. And I received it when my mother passed away from a dear friend. And I think I've had it. Gosh, I'm bad about remembering how long my mother's been gone. But I think it's about 8 years old. I have to check. My brother's always really good on keeping up with those dates. So it has really lasted. Now that is there, and this is just a 5 1/4 by 4. I'm going to put this piece right on top. Oh, did I give myself enough room? You know what? I think I stamped that a little bit crooked. Let's go back. Don't you love Stampin' Up! Cardstock and the way that you can just turn it over? Hey, Crystal, I'm so glad you're here. I do have a bit of shadow tonight. But it was either glare or shadow, and I couldn't decide which one was going to be worse. So I may try turning that light back on. Let's see. Let's see if I like this one better. I needed to kind of move it down. Oh yeah, that's better. And I needed it to be a little bit lower because this is just a 4 by 4 piece. And I wanted just a little bit of this peach pie peeking out at the top. So, of course, here is my adhesive. So these are the pieces I'm going to use as well. And adhesive is here. So I am a seal fan. Now you see, if you just flipped this over, it would really brighten it up. But we're going to actually use that exact piece of paper in a few minutes on the next card. Because I love this piece so much. Okay, so there we go. Just fitting in snug. And I like having just that little bit up at the top and then a little bit here at the bottom. And let's go ahead and put this down. I am using thick basic white cardstock for my card base. I do feel that when you're making a card, basic white is great for layering and all of our die cutting and everything, but your card base needs to be heavier, and that's why we have the basic white. So Corinne, I'm glad, yeah, did the ceremony go well? Yes, my brother was inducted into the San Antonio Radio Hall of Fame last week, and it was just a really neat ceremony. I was so glad to be there for that. My husband and I were there, and really cool, you know. He's my big brother. He's 8 years older than I am. There were 4 of us kids growing up, and I'm the youngest. Jerry's the oldest, and we are the only 2 left. Both my parents have passed away, and so especially treasure that relationship with Jerry. So, okay, I am going to take this this little table, and I've stamped it on pecan pie, and I'm going to take pecan pie blends, and I'm going to just really enhance the browns on this. So this is the dark, and just giving that edge, that nice dark look. And you see how much character it gives, even though it's tone on tone, it's giving a lot of character. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the top as well. We're going to put a little plant pot on there, and I'm going to do just a little bit on the legs here, and then the rest I'm going to do with the light. So don't forget that you can use your blends on colored cardstock. They work really well. And this is just going to be a subtle difference of these two, you know, the light and the dark. Sometimes on your blends, the light and dark are very subtle, the difference, but it is there. Now what I can do if I want to is I can come back and add a little bit more of the dark. And always bear in mind when you're using the Stampin' Blends markers that they're going to dry a little bit lighter than when you're actually coloring with them. So just bear that in mind. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. I think I'm going to go back with the dark and just give it a little bit more. So yeah, my brother was a disc jockey in several places, but here in San Antonio for many years on an oldies station. And his handle was Wild Bill Riley. Has a beautiful radio voice. Let's go ahead and do this as well, and that way we can do all of the die cutting at once. So this is going to be die cut, and I'm going to put this little pot on top that is in early espresso, and you can see how those browns are going to work really well together. So let's go ahead and do the plant leaves, and they are just going to be sitting right into this little pot, and it's going to look very nice. Well, I've got a little bit, some of my black is coming out a little bit darker in some spots than others, but you know, it all kind of works together. Now I'm going to actually use 2 different shades of green, and I have Old Olive and Lemon Lime Twist. So the Old Olive, I'm actually going to use the dark Old Olive, and I'm going to highlight or maybe darken the veins in these leaves. I want them to be really, really bold. I want them to really stand out and make a statement. I want there to be not really a variegated look to these leaves, but I want there to be some character. And this is where using, you know, 2 different shades of the same color can really work for you. Hey, Tasha, I was just thinking about you this afternoon. Welcome from Galveston. Tasha is with her teenage daughter and getting ready to head out on a cruise. So yay for Tasha, yay for Allie, getting to get away from it all. I think it's going to be just as hot there as it is here, so no escaping the heat too much. Now I'm coming back in with the dark lemon lime twist and just kind of adding a little bit more of those dark, the brighter. And now I'm going to come in with light lemon lime twist, and this is actually a brand new one, and I'm going to color these completely. Now, you know, if you wanted it to be a little bit softer, you could come in with the light old olive. It would definitely be a deeper color, but would be a little bit more muted. Lemon lime twist can be a little bit bold, but here I think it's looking really nice with the peach pie. So the base of my card is basic white, but then I've put a big panel of our new peach pie. I love every shade of peach. And I'm really digging peach pie. I think it's pretty awesome. So this just takes a few minutes to fill in, not a long time. And again, I can go back and put a little bit more of that dark, but when you come back over this with all these light, with the light blends, it blends out so that you don't have any dark. You know, I want the line, the vein and the leaf to be a little bit more pronounced, but I don't want like a harsh looking line down there of different colors. So that's where your blends just blend things out so nicely. Let's just go give it just a wee bit more. I think I'm gonna, let's see, what is this? Here's my, there's a little bit of the light, that's a little bit of the light old olive. You see how that gives just a little bit of variation? It's going to give it just a little bit more character. So I think that's going to be enough. Okay, so all the blends, we are done. Now we are just going to pop these through the cut and emboss. Now before I do that, I am going to take my little piece of ribbon. Now I personally love this stuff, and I love it for a lot of reasons. My top tip for putting it down here is to use mini glue dots. So let me go ahead and grab some, and I think they're behind me. I hope everybody here is having a good week. We're already at Thursday, so Friday is upon us. A lot of the kids here have started school. My grandchildren will be here Saturday. They don't actually, they're going to be going to a homeschool co-op, and they don't start until right after Labor Day. They're on a little bit more of the traditional schedule. Now I'm just going to run this right across here like so. Now on my original, I took it out a little bit farther, and I'll show you the difference. See what you like the best. Actually, I need ribbon and scissors for this. Here we go. So on my original, I had it extending just a little bit, and on this one, I'm going right here. So that is there. Now you see on my original how I angled it just a little bit and had it hanging all the way to the edge. So this is going to go into my mini cut and emboss. And let's do, you know what, I'm going to do them singly because I'm afraid, you know, two pieces at once might just shift a little, and I don't want that to happen. Oh yeah, the humidity, Tasha. Yeah, when you're on the ocean, oh, the humidity is tough. But with the views, yes, you can handle it. Oh, hi. Now, is it Jeanne? You are here from sunny Southern Oregon. I love Oregon. Been to Portland many times. And although I confess I haven't been outside of Portland, and I know that Oregon is a beautiful, beautiful state. But we saw a lot of Portland and really loved it. Haven't been there in quite a few years now, but for numerous years, our pastors group had their conference up there. And so we went many times and really enjoyed it. So much green. The humidity, my older son lives in Hong Kong, and he moved there in September last year when the temperatures were actually very cool, just a little bit cool, and really nice. And everybody kept saying, wait till summer, wait till summer. Yeah, well, he's in summer. He understands why they said it. The humidity level, it's 90, 94 degrees, humidity level 85%. So it is just, he said, you walk out the door and you're sweating immediately. So he is really thankful that we are midway through August and fall is coming. When we are there, the weather should be very nice, and I'm grateful for that. Okay, so that is my little plant. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this together. We are just going to assemble. So when you get a kit for my card club, anytime, like these are done for you, but anytime you have to stamp and die cut, then I'm going to give you the pieces of cardstock to do that, because yeah, you can't punch this out ahead of time and have it work. So you got to get this pretty far down on the card in order to accommodate the pot and the greenery. So let's go ahead and put this down next. Actually, I think I'm going to put some dimensionals on the little pot and have it popping up just a wee bit. And then we can do the same thing with the plant leaves. Now you see, to me, this looks very, very different than the way it's presented in the catalog, which I love it in the catalog, but I like to see variety. And that's one of the things when I'm choosing my stamp sets and bundles and things for Candy's Card Club, I'm always looking for something that is going to have a lot of variety. So my aim with Candy's Card Club is to deliver variety and value and versatility. So I want my cardstock, my stamp set and my projects to be versatile. And that's important to me and the way that I like to design for that group. So I do have space in the club, and the club, you can join it, you can join the club one way. You can get the kit two ways. Where are my little dots? Here we go. So if you prefer to not do the subscription, you can just buy a month. So the 1 month kit is $46. You do get the 8 PDF tutorials, and they are 8 unique cards. And there's always a fun fold in there as well. And if you want to do the subscription, it's only $42. And what I love about the subscription is it's the easy button. One of the reasons I did this was I had a monthly class going, and very much like this already. And people would message me, did I already sign up this month? Did I forget? So this is just the easy button. It's a subscription. It's run through PayPal, and I say it's run through PayPal because you can use your credit card, you can use your debit card to pay for it any way you want. But when you do it through the subscription, you do get a price break, $4, and then you also, after 6 consecutive months, then I give you a really nice goodie bag. So that is a loyalty reward. Now this, you can see my layers are the same, but then I twisted it this way and made a lot of changes. These are this is what I call a pair of cards. We're going to make this bright one tonight. So it is the opposite side of the one that we just used. And I really kind of wanted to key in on peach pie tonight. So I do have, we are Candy's Card Club. We finalize registration. It goes to the 12th of every month. and then goes out the door right around the 17th of each month. And so the subscription is already done for this month. I do have a couple of spare kits. I always make a few extras for several reasons. If somebody's, you know, I've never had one get lost in the mail. I do send them out with, you know, their first class mail. They have tracking and all of that good stuff, but you just never know. And also there's usually somebody who comes along and says, I'm not a card club member, but I saw that kit and I really want it. So, you know, it's just easier for me to have a few extras, and I can always find somebody who's going to want it. So look at those. Almost like 60s colors with that really bright pink and purple and orange. I love it. So here we are going to do So Lucky to Know You. Now, you know what? On this one, I remember what I did here. Let me grab. I actually stamped this whole thing in Blackberry Bliss, and it just comes out a little bit softer than the Tuxedo Black. And just kind of a fun way to do it a little bit different. I'm always looking for ways where we can kind of change it up, make it a little bit different. Again, just showing variety, showing what we can do with the supplies that we have. Okay, so here are the 3 stamps I'm going to use. You can see that's had a lot of Blackberry Bliss. Thankfully, when they stain like that, it doesn't really affect, well, it doesn't affect at all the way that you, the way that it stamps. Now, let me get that there and there. So Lucky to Know You. That is going to go like that. And let's see. This is my plant pot. So let's do it like that, and that's going to go through the cut and emboss, and then we are going to make these gorgeous flowers. This is such a versatile image. Do lots of fun things with it. So there, and now we are going to come back in and we are going to do a little bit of color blending, and we are going to do that with, I will show you, let me get these put away here, at least over here. Okay, so these are the colors I'm going to use to blend. I'm going to use this bright green. I'm using a little bit of light Shy Shamrock. I have both light and dark Flirty Flamingo and light and dark Melon Mambo. So let's see what we can do to make these flowers really sing. Now, on these kinds of images, when you have a lot of flowers and just a few leaves, I find it easiest to go through and find the leaves first, because some of these leaves look just like the petals, and I don't want to mistake them. And there's another one right there. So you can see how close they are. And if you just take a minute at the beginning, it saves you coloring a flower green. Ask me how I know. I've done that on more than one occasion. So this is one of our new in colors. So I've got Peach Pie on my card base, and then a little bit of Shy Shamrock on the green flower, on the green leaves. Which of these new in colors are you guys liking? You know, there tends to be a couple that we really like a lot, and then sometimes there's one or two that have to grow on you. But I really, really like Peach Pie. So this is light. I need a little bit of dark Melon Mambo. Let's start with the dark. And let's go right at the center there. And let's do a center there. And let's do the base here. That's really, really dark. And let's do a little bit at the top of these little buds. And then let's do some dark Flirty Flamingo and kind of graduate our colors here. Dark Flirty Flamingo, dark Flirty Flamingo, and then let's blend it all out with light Flirty Flamingo. And you'll see what I mean, how when you come in here and you start blending, it pulls. If you go into where those dark colors are, it'll pull some of that in so that you don't have those big lines of demarcation, but you have almost like an ombre effect, and it's really very effective. So I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. Now again, I'm going to pull the color down a little bit because it's at the top. Okay, so Kathy, you're liking Shy Shamrock too. Yeah, it's a really clear, cool green. It's really nice. It's very crisp. It's unlike our other greens. Very different from our other greens. I think that it's kind of a lighter version of shaded spruce, or at least it's within that that range. Very bluey greens. But where shaded spruce, I always think of as a Christmas color, where I don't feel that way about Shy Shamrock. It can be a Christmas color, but it doesn't have to be. And I like that kind of versatility. Peach Pie and Summer Splash for Corinne. All right. I'm going to come back in here and give this a little bit more of the dark here. And maybe just a wee bit more there. And I think we're there. Okay. Let's put these through our cut and emboss, and they are just about ready to roll. So, and then we're going to do something fun with a little bit of this ribbon, something that I think is super fun. Now, this is the one, when I'm putting it through, I have to be very careful to get these flowers right. Who here has a mini cut and emboss? I think they're pretty nifty. I do like them. You know, they're sometimes, well, I will say I use my big cut and emboss probably more. But when I'm just kind of working at my desk on some smaller things, this really comes in handy. And I'm actually right-handed, but I have the handle over here, so we'll just go with it. And I do appreciate that whether you're right or left, it'll go both ways, so that is useful. My big brother's a lefty, and I had a brother that passed away as a teenager, tragic accident, and he was actually ambidextrous, and my grandson Griffin is looking like he might be either a lefty or an ambidextrous. So he's doing some things left-handed and some things right-handed. My brother Steve, he used to be able to bat right or left-handed, and he played Little League, so he was a very popular player. That really can help the baseball teams when you can go on either side. I am definitely right hand all the way. My best friend in high school, she wrote left-handed and did everything else right-handed. So Kathy, you have a mini cut and emboss. I think it's kind of a must-have tool. And I think it's perfect if you're not sure if you want a big cut and emboss. It's the perfect first step. We didn't have this when I first started with the die cutting, but I would have loved to have that opportunity. And I have to say that even if you decide you want the big one, because there's things you can't do on the mini, but the big one, I still use both. So it's not like it's a waste. You'll definitely still use it. So it's definitely worth having. Okay, so let's put our little banner up here. Now this is made with the Stylish Shapes, one of my all-time favorite dies that I hope never ever retires. I actually have 2 sets because I use it so much. And sometimes I have helpers in here and we're all working together, so it's nice to have an extra set. Now I'm putting the plant pot down flat with my seal. And then I'm going to put my flowers. Hey, look, see? You see how that green, just because there's so much going on here, there's a lot of flowers, there's a lot of color. And so the green to me just kind of helps ground it. Just kind of helps to bring everything together. It's time to start pulling these little guys. Some of my favorite pieces of my little Stampin Dimensionals. They are the best ever. Okay, so I'm going to put, now you could do it several different ways, but I kind of like it with this big fluffy one over here. So there you go. So lucky to know you. Now I've got a couple of things that we're going to do to just kind of finish it off. So I'm going to take this big clear one, and it's kind of a milky clear dot. I really like these. And put these in the center of these two flowers. And then I'm going to put another one right over here, just to kind of highlight that my words. And there is a little piece, here we go. This stuff I really love. Now this is one of my favorite things to do with it. You do have to cut close with your scissors, and all you're doing here is you're cutting off that selvage edge, because it is sealing all of those threads in there together, and you actually want to be able to pull some of those threads. And what's really cool, and you'll see, this is what makes this ribbon so versatile, is you can do so much with it. Now you can use this piece too. I'm actually going to pull two, not one, but I want two, because I want to have an extra thick bow. And when you pull that, you see how I'm getting some of that white polka dot? Isn't that just fun? It's just so cute. So that will actually be on your little, it'll shed a little bit on you, so you have to kind of make sure that all those little tiny pieces are, or little shreddy bits are, they make kind of like a dust. So there is my super cute little bow, really tiny tails there, that's okay. And you see how it has those little bits of white? They're just kind of jaunty looking. I think they're super cute. Hey Simone, I'm so glad you're here. We are actually just on our second card, which is actually our final card tonight, but you'll get to see everything and see what we are up to. So that is the finishing touch. 2 of my Candy's Card Club cards for August. I do have a couple of kits, so let me know in the comments if you would like a pack. Let me show you how they come. We're still working on the kits for this month, but this is the one we did last month. So when you get your kit, it has a QR code, and that has your PDF tutorials. Now, I'm going to give it to you in an email as well, but a lot of people like this because when they're crafting, they can just hold their phone up to that, and it's right there. So then inside, everything is very neatly packaged. I have amazing helpers that help me do that. So these are your 8 card packets. They're all in their individual envelopes. Hey, Jolene, I'm so glad you're here. In July, we also had the Pearl Trio, and then we actually had 2 different papers. So I gave them a fourth of a pack of this, so they got one of each color in the 6x6, and then a half a pack of the Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper, and then this is the one thing they cut. Everything else, and this time we didn't even use any ribbon, but that way everything else is prepped and ready to go, and so you can just take that with you wherever you're crafting, and you just need stamps and ink. And I have to say, you know, like on this one, if you didn't have the stamp set, you could use a different flower stamp set. So you know, all of the card packets are very versatile. So that is it for tonight. I will put the link for Candy's Card Club, single pack for this month, in in the description. And I sure thank you for tuning in. I will be here again next week for Thursday night stamping. In the meantime, take care, stay cool, and God bless.